Oh, I can't remember any of the hotkeys for. Yeah, sorry, just setting up the overlays.
And I just want to confirm, NA week, they are on the red side. So that'll mean Pene's Pasta, well, Penta's team is on the blue side.
Yep. And that's so Penta's Pasta. This is fighting for a position in the grand final. It's Azul will be Penta. Thrall is being played as Bullcrow. Muradin is Wolfbod. Li Ming is Soundwave. And Karazim is playing. Well, Karazim is your avatar.
John on the Leoric, Schultz on the Chen, Febertron on Sylvanas, Exodia on Valor, and Lavirus on Oriel. So, going to see pretty standard, roughly 4v4 in the mid lane. It's going to be 5 though for Pendy's Pasta. Chen was sneaking around the top lane for a short amount of time.
He's just coming to see if he can get some damage done.
Yeah.
You know, Chen's going to be looking at that Li Ming and constantly putting a lot of pressure on. Penta's actually taking a lot of damage. We'll have to back out. That's actually kind of bad. He's either going to have to well or go back. Now, he has decided the well, so he's lost that for a while. But he is actually going to be grouping up in the 4v4 rotation, so it's not too bad, leaving Thrall to be the 1v1 in the bottom lane. We probably should see Sylvanas maybe rotate down. I'm not 100% sure actually what... No, solo lane is going to be Leoric. And Sylvanas will assist with the lane, pushing lane pressure.
Yeah, leaving the Leoric down the bottom, he's already had to use the well as well. So Thrall would probably like that matchup, most likely. I was a bit surprised. I thought maybe Sylvanas would go down to the bottom lane myself, but it's been a while for HOTS for me, so maybe I've missed out on something, Disco.
The lane clear from Leoric is really strong, and while pushing the structures is important in every game, the web weavers, the objective of this map, does you a huge amount of pushing for you. So it's actually way more important to prioritize the objective than it is to even worry about trying to put the structures. So I can see putting Sylvanas inside the 4-man rotation.
So pretty standard. There's going to be an early trap onto Penta. No, but a lot of damage onto the Sylvanas. Has to get healed up and back off. We'll probably go for the well and heal back up. So pretty standard early game really on Tomb of the Spider Queen. No picks so far. Just I think it's mainly due to the fact that the team compositions don't necessarily have the ability to essentially get that sort of pick early on with the burst or the roots or the lockdown.
The only team that can really get like a big kill on would probably be from Penta's side, just because they've got the more burst damage or initial burst damage with Li Ming. But outside of that, they don't have as strong as wave clear as, say, what's happening on NA Week. However, they have managed to actually get the experience slightly, like they're hitting their levels a little bit earlier.
Yeah, and they've actually swapped the Chen and the Leoric, so the Chen's now down the bottom, Leoric coming back from the team brawls that are happening in the mid lane, and then primarily leaving Sylvanas in the top to sort of keep that push happening on their side. So some smart rotations so far coming out as Penta takes some damage. He's going to have to back off again. They're doing a lot of damage to Penta as much as they can. If he overextends, he could get punished.
Yeah, each team finding it really hard to do any sort of like gem handings at the moment, which is like good pressure from each side. So I like that Chen's down in the bottom lane. He's not as good as clearing as Leoric is, and so now because they've got that lane, they can clear much faster, try and give themselves that little bit of a advantage. But right now, each team is pretty close to be able to hand in gems to get the web weavers. So it's how they're going to play around this. We see the blue team, Penta's already trying to get a sneaky hand in, but Lavirus, actually Exodia is just there, and they're going to be able to push them off those points every single time.
Lavirus extremely close. Is he going to get the 6 in? He does actually get the 6 in, so he's going to feel a little bit more safe, and he's positioning as John has got 17 in his hand. He's got to be careful as he's going to have to hand in. You wonder if Bullcrow, who's now by himself in the bottom, should probably just go and sneakily try and hand his in, but it does seem like Schultz is coming back, and maybe some chance there for him. He could have probably gone as well to try and hand in. Exodia almost getting those 10 coins in as well. So
the big 19 handed in from John. That's good.
Ooh.
You can see NA Week slowly getting more towards those web weavers. That's going to put a little bit more pressure on Penta. They're going to want to hand in now, but no one is preventing.
Oh, no one's stopping
hand
this. Wow, I don't know how they let that happen. 38 gems have been handed in now for Penta's team, and
controlling.
Pente's got the final 12 if he can
Yeah.
get those in. So
Controlling these hand points are so crucial for this game, and you cannot prioritize lane pushing at all. You've got to constantly be checking and make sure no one's there. Because like I said, once you've got the web weavers on the board, you can push for days. They're just so beneficial. And even having someone like a Lapvirus on Oriole, who has taken, mind you, talent level 1, has taken Searing Light, so she can actually heal the enemy, well, damage the enemy with her own heal. So she can even prevent those hand-ins. They've got so many ways to do it, and they weren't checking.
yeah, and they can't really even go down to the bottom and help Schultz get his hand in either, because the second they leave, there's going to be a hand in from Penta. So they're very much locked to where Penta is right now. They've got to get that stop. If they're going to get Exodia, just gets the auto attack in, but it means they had to overextend a little bit. Though Avatar takes quite a bit of damage. Penta's almost got the hand in. Is there going to be no damage coming on for him? The web weavers are out, and it's on the Penta's team.
Oh, fantastic zoning there by blue team, by Penta's Pastors. Given the option to space the hand in. Now, they were clutch hand-ins, right? There were always something just in their way. But now they've got the blue web weavers, and this is going to give them, or start to give them that level advantage, talent advantage. They're going to be able to put pressure on, and this is what this map is all about. You don't have to push the lanes. You've got the objective to do that for you.
Yeah, and in a week, they've actually got about 54 gems in total, if I'm counting this correctly without the little counter. If they die in any fights here, it's going to be very crucial. They need to sort of play this web weaver phase passively. It is only the first web weavers, so it's not as big of a concern right now. The first tower is going to take obviously most of this damage. They need to make sure that they don't die, they don't force team fights that they don't want to fight in. Maybe just kind of wait and see if Penta's team overextend with the web weaver in the middle lane. But it's looking like it's going to be a pretty passive situation for them to just deal with these web weavers, which is pretty much what they want, although it is going to be a kill off to Leoric. Zul went down as well, and now it is actually the coins that are going to go in favour. Well, not the coins, sorry, but it is going to be the kills in favour of NA
What a
Weak.
safe
So
hand in.
that is what they're going to want. Now they get the hand in as well without any issues.
So they just overextended. Like, Penta didn't need to sit there. I guess they were trying to push that forward, like but they just they didn't. And they hang around, and they've been punished for it. Now we're going to see NA Weak not only get their web weavers, they've equalized their experience. Well, sorry, Li Ming just died somewhere. I assume in the bottom lane against Thrall, something like that.
She was trying to kill Schultz, who was extremely low as he was going to hand in, and John came back to help him out. Then they turned it around. Schultz just jumping back onto Li Ming, taking her down. So she was just going a little bit too aggressive there, and there we go. There's going to be the wall from John, popping that ultimate onto Bullcrow. Not quite landing, but the push back in from Levirus. Not enough damage, though, coming out from the two tanks and the support. And we will see a pause as Schultz has left the game. So, couple of turnarounds. As I mentioned, the one thing that NA Weak really wanted to do there was not force the fight, wait for Penta's team to overextend. If they do, in the end, though, Penta's team sort of gave them that by overextending and forcing the fight. Then NA Weak collapsed on them, got the kills, and then, of course, they got an easy turn-in on the web weavers. So, bit of misplay, really, coming out from an early advantage after a good start from Penta's team.
And the Penta's team has to be so careful. Especially with that Oreo. I mean, this is a pretty small map with lots of like little nooks and crannies, walls everywhere. So with her, I'm having trouble remembering any of her abilities today, but she can whip out her little lasso that has knockback. That knockback, if you hit into an object or a structure, you actually get locked down, bound to that position. And this map is fantastic for that going off basically all the time. So overextending. And they were on the wall. They were all trapped on the other side of the enemy's wall as well. Their just positioning was so bad in that situation, and they got punished for it. And now they've got to have like a pretty strong, reaction to what's happening at the moment.
We're back into the game now. Bottom lane seeing a lot of pressure onto Bullcrow, so he's going to have to force himself back. Varnus actually gets picked off there in the top lane, so I'm not sure exactly how he managed to get himself into that situation.
Doesn't matter. Look at the web weaver in the top lane. He's already going to be putting pressure on those towers. In the bottom lane, there's another one putting pressure on that fortification. And now the enemy, Salt's is actually putting a lot of pressure on Bullcrow. John's up there as well. It's a bit of a delayed 4v1, but Look at this. They can just fight so freely around this. The Skeletal Mages come out, locking
the
down Valagon. Great turn. And they can maybe able to pick up another kill on this. Nope, they just prioritize doing the Web Weaver instead.
And the Valor had a lot of gems as well. So, pretty big kill. But the Sylvanas pick-off, it was actually kind of strong. If the Sylvanas was in that bottom lane, he would have been able to stop a lot of the fort doing damage and the towers. So, I'm not sure why he was split off from the rest of his team. But such is such, and there was a nice pick-up from Pente's team. Then, realizing they had the advantage going down the bottom, and getting that kill onto Exodia means that they're back in this game as well. Both teams are level 12, and they've just got to make sure that they can handle the hand-in phase. The 43 gems already handed in for NA week, so pretty strong Weaver phase coming up again for them if they can get the final 12.
Yeah, both teams now trying to put some sort of pressure on the map. The Mercenaries have been captured in the mid lane. May not get a lot of value. We do have Li Ming sitting there. Actually, they're doing a rotation.
Yeah, Pene just gets caught out with the ultimate from Leore, keeping him trapped in under the tower. So a little bit of overextending, probably just not realizing the situation there because of the fact they were capturing the camp. They were so close nearby, and they were able to just rotate around back into the bottom lane. Now with that kill, they are able to hand in their gems quite freely, and they're going to get the Web Weavers once again. And not only that, but they've also got the level advantage in their favor. They've got the level 13 talents as well, so they can really force the fight here and actually be aggressive, which it looks like they're doing.
Yeah, this is like almost like a strong timing push coming out of NA week right now. Take out the Thrall, take out the Muradin. Who's left? There's no one to be that front line. Pentas comes in, but they're just going to do nothing. The Crystal Argus comes out, keeping shelled up, but you know he can just hang around a little bit now, get a little bit of self-healing, healing from Ara when it's available, and put up the shield if anything does go wrong.
Well, this is the definition of snowballing, really. All three lanes, especially the middle and the bottom two, pushing quite heavily. That middle lane, that fort could just about go down if that Web Weaver can get enough damage onto it before falling down. Just have to make sure, though, that Sylvanas is pushing up a little bit too much, does get rooted. If they can get some damage onto him, Li Ming's going to pop their ultimate, gets the kill. Now she will be able to reset if she wants to, although Avatar on the Kharazim is extremely low, has to back off. And, well, even though John was so low, they just really didn't have the chance to follow up on that fight. They have to go and deal with the top and bottom lanes.
Yeah, that was a bit of a dangerous position there for NA week. That reset for Li Ming could have caused so much damage and death in their lines. But you saw the minute Sylvanas fell over, they went nope. They backed out. They didn't jump on their ponies, but they jumped on their proverbial ponies, and they got out of there before anything else tragic happened.
Well, one of them's got pony. Lavaris has got a pony, so there's one pony.
Like they just get out of Dodge. That's how fast they move.
In fact, there's two ponies, Disco, so there you go.
There is a couple of them.
You were quite correct there. They make their way towards the bottom mercenary camp to pick up those two minions in their favor. You wonder possibly if Pentas might be done with the boss here. Well, I don't know if they actually realise if NA Week are all down the bottom. They could have started that and possibly got it.
Oh, I mean, I don't know if they would have been able to get the boss in time, and they're in a bad spot. They're 2 levels down. They're also the talent down as well. So starting a boss, not being able to capture it, could be a bit dangerous.
And then they're going to get there's Leoric Alta, and there goes Thrall immediately. Spencer Stars come out onto Shell, who's extremely low. He's going to get cleaned up though. So 1 for 1. It is 4v4 at the moment, but. And it's going to be Pentas team extremely low. They're going to have to back off. But the other thing with that boss situation, Disco, is if NA Week didn't actually realise they were on the boss, then they might have actually had the time to complete it. Now they know that they have got the chance here to take this boss due to the fact that Pentas team was so low in that fight that they either have to go back to spawn or go to the wells or possibly just maybe try and take some mercenaries, which is what they're doing. Yeah, and even if Thrall was up, they might be able to take the fight, but still even lose against NA taking it. It's going to be too careful that he doesn't face check that bush. Lavaris is just sort of
He knows.
waiting.
He's got to know they're there.
Yeah, and he does know. That's going to be the first boss of the game. 16 to 15 as well. So again, they've got that talent advantage. That's 2 talent brackets in a row for NA week where they should be able to snowball not only with their talents but an objective. So last time they had the Web Weavers at level 13. Now they've got the boss at level 16. Now they're 17 in fact as well. But it's Penta's team who are still not even level 16. So it looks like this top 4 could go down.
Yeah, it's a talent down. I mean, I can't imagine this structure staying alive. I don't know. I can't think of an environment or a world where that happens. And
it's gone.
It's down. It's gone. It's out of there. I don't believe they can win off the back of this, but that's a lot of pressure in the top lane. And that boss has a countdown of 4 minutes. So in 4 minutes' time, NA week, if they haven't won the match already, could potentially put a lot of pressure on the top lane with just purely picking up another boss.
Yep. And this can be a really easy map to snowball if you're taking care of all the objectives, the mercenaries, the web weavers, and the golem. It's a relatively small map. It's very compact,
yep.
And you can actually take all the objectives quite easily. You don't need heroes who have got good roaming potential. It's a very brawling sort of map. So they're playing those objectives really well right now. And Penta's team, when you're on the defensive side of this, is absolutely traumatizing. All these objectives just sort of keep coming at you. All you can really do is wait for NA week to slip up, wait for them to possibly overextend, try and take down a fort when it's not ready to be taken down, and then capitalize on that, and then push through, take your mercenaries, and try and retake the game. They're in a really tough position now where they do have the potential to take these web weavers, but even if they do, what can they even do with those web weavers other than sort of stall the game out? But they have to do it. They have to get these gems handed in. Penta was so close to handing in all 28. He's in a really bad position. He's actually extremely low. Exodia is already onto him, gets stunned. Penta is down. He's lost 28 gems, and that is going to be a big loss. Even with this kill onto John, that is going to happen, but they still get the kill onto Karasu. They're costing so much to just try and take down John. It's just not worth it in the end. They do get a couple of kills. The Li Ming picks up a couple, gets the reset. Exodia goes down. Maybe they're going to be able to turn this one around. They did lose quite a few amount of gems, though, so they won't be able to quite get these web weavers up. But that's a fight that they won.
Yeah, that's a lot of experience that they just regained in that, getting those 4 kills. But you know, losing all those gems, what can they even do now? They've got Murden, they've got Li Ming. What value can they really bring by themselves?
And I feel like Soundwave and Wolfbird are just trying to dance around this point a little bit too long. Wolfbird should have gone down to the bottom capture and taken his gems there instead. He just waited way too long. John's going to realize this. He's going to follow him up. So Wolfbird's completely wasted his time. And they had John when he was in his spectral form. They should have gone and done that then. They should have split up. And so maybe some miscommunication there. And now everyone sort of resets. Yes, they got a lot of experience from that, but now it's back to, everyone's back up. And there's still that level advantage for NA week. And they're going to hit level 20 sooner before Penta's team. And with a minute 40 as well on that golem, it's going to be interesting to see if they can still get back into this game.
Yeah, they got nothing from it. It was a valueless kill. They actually lost from it because they lost all those gems.
They need to get this hand in now. Wolfbird has to get those 21 in. It looks like he finally will. And they're only 11 away. They do actually have 11 in their pocket right now. Soundwave and Bullcrow will be able to get it in, but not before NA Week stop them. That is the definition of the cock block.
Oh man, this could be the victory push right now. Nene's going in, a lot of damage going out. Avatar, silence! He can't do anything! He's trapped in the entomb! He can't kick over, he was stunned in the effect. Shadow Wave drops down, but can't really do anything. And there's just damage. Leoric falls, Murden falls, there's real no tanks now. Chen's the only one that can sort of block for his team. Zul falls. Finally, Karazim gets his just desserts, and we do see Li Ming fall as well. Everything's in NA's favor. They're pushing. They've got the web weavers in each lane. They've got 4 heroes about to descend on another keep against Pene's Pastors, and this... Oh, the countdowns are so long, Xenox.
Yeah,
there's
and this is
no
the third
way.
time in a row they've hit the talents. 13, 16, and 20. Every time they've had that advantage, they've also had an objective advantage. This time again, the web weavers. So missing out on those web weavers for Penta's team was so crucial. Now, just look at the snowball. There's nothing that can be done to stop this now. They had the advantages in the fights that matter. We saw Penta's team get that one team fight to go their way, but there was nothing to follow up from that, and they didn't even have an advantage after that. So just really good objective